Okay, hi. I'm so sorry that this is so late. This weekend ended up being really unexpectedly hectic because I got a day off last week that I was not expecting. So, needless to say, checking my email ended up being a luxury, I guess, because I was so busy. But I'm going to answer your questions now, and I am so sorry it has taken so long. You're applying with a friend. Did I do that? I did not do that. I applied by myself. Did you know anyone when I came to Korea? I did not know anyone when I came to Korea. I knew a couple people online. There's like a TaLK group on, sorry, my cat. There's a TaLK group on Facebook, so you can join that and you'll get to know a lot of people. They'll have a lot of questions for you and you can just go on through and answer them, or you probably shouldn't answer them unless you know the answers, but if you don't know the answer to the question, you can look and wait for somebody to respond, and I'm sure somebody that's competent will respond on one of those posts. I think that you guys can get the same area. I mean, yeah, because you guys are applying together, you're more likely to be placed in a rural area. At least that's my opinion. Because what they do is they tend to put, if there's, for example, Jeonju, a lot of people live in Jeonju, but their schools are about an hour away from Jeonju, all in all different directions. So you guys may be both living in Jeonju, but your guys' schools are elsewhere. So that's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. I have tons of friends who live right next to each other, and I'm so jealous because there's only 7 of us here in Busan, so that's kind of harsh. If you want to apply to TaLK, it can only be done through the website. Yes, it can only be done through the website. And then you asked for advice. I'm just going to really quickly go through your required documents that you're going to need and what's going to happen. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to go on to talk.go.kr, talk.go.kr, and you're going to need to create a My Page. Yes, My Page. And basically it just requires your email address and a little bit of information about yourself. And then you can start your application. So your first application is called Application A. It's an online application. It's just basic general information about yourself. Just fill that out. Then at the bottom of Application A, it's going to ask for a signature. You don't need to sign it until you submit your hard copies. So later on, I'll explain that. You don't need to sign it. Don't worry about it. Then you're going to need a photo. Your photo is just a picture of you with a blank background, and submit it as a JPEG. And you can just upload it directly into there. Then you need application part B. What you do is you download application B and then just edit it in your computer. Remember, you don't need to sign it. So it's basically a personal essay and a medical self-assessment. So just go through the medical self-assessment and write a personal essay. Your personal essay is your chance to explain why you are the best applicant. So just take your time. Actually, I think I wrote it in like 30 minutes because I was running late on the deadline. So the next thing, okay, so once you fill that out, upload it. So you've downloaded it to your computer, you filled it out on your computer, just upload it onto your application. There'll be a place. Then, once you submit your online stuff, take a breather. Like, calm down. Your local application office is going to call you eventually, within a few days. I think mine called me within 3 days. So, within a few days, they're going to call you. When they do call you, they're just going to set up an appointment with you. So, they're going to call you and say, hey, we would like to set up an interview with you. When are you free? And then just give them the times you're free, and they'll set up an interview for you. Then, once you have the interview, at the end of the interview, they're going to say, okay, send all of your other documents. So, during those 3 days, or however many days between submitting your online application and then getting your interview, I would start thinking about collecting the information. This like stack of papers you're going to have to send in about yourself. And the first thing you're going to have to send in that stack, it's all going to go together, but the first thing you should complete is your lesson plan. And if you go online to talk.go.kr, you can scroll down to the bottom, and off to one side they'll say required documents. Click on that and scroll down a little bit, and it'll say lesson plan, and it'll say download. So click download, and it's going to be a template for you to fill out. The template is for a 40-minute lesson. Your classes are going to be 40 minutes long. It's just the way it is, public school. So basically, this is how the lesson plan goes. Your first 10 to 15 minutes, let's even break it down further. First 5 minutes, do a review of what you did the previous class. Do you remember so and so forth, what we did yesterday, you know? Or you can start with, what day is it today? And then they'll be like, oh, it's Wednesday. And you'll be like, Wednesday, right on the board. And they'll be like, what month is it? May or whatever. And then May. And they'll be like, how's the weather? And they'll tell you cloudy, and then do like a little cloud, or like you'll have a little, I don't have the laminated things, but I draw it on the board. So for your first 5 minutes, do a review or do an intro or a warm-up. For the next 10 minutes, introduce your vocabulary and your topic for the day and the phrases for the day. So say your topic is fruit. Introduce your fruit vocabulary. So fruit, apples, oranges, pears, bananas, strawberries, you know, introduce fruit. And then your next 10 to 15, so that's going to be 10 to 15 minutes. The next 10 minutes, do a small game. So like, or an activity. So you could have them, each student, take a piece of paper, fold it into 6 squares, and on each square draw like a strawberry and write strawberry. And that's an activity where they're getting that kind of visual. And then for your last 10 to 15 minutes, you should do a game. Games are a lot of fun. You can set up a bomb game. If you go to waygook.org and set up an account, type in Gangnam Style bomb game. My students love that. Download the bomb game and just add in like, it'll say, it'll be like question, just type in a question like, what fruit is this? And then add in the picture of the fruit, and then where it says answer, just type in banana, you know. So it's really simplistic, and it's a fun game, and your students will love it. And then I think that's pretty good. And then there might be like a 5-minute assessment at the end. I know I'm going over the 40 minutes, but stay in the 40 minutes. But at the 5-minute assessment at the end, you can have them all line up as they're walking out the door, and you can ask them a question, or hold up the pictures. Sorry, my cat. Hold up the pictures of the fruit and be like, what fruit is this? And they'll be like, banana. And you'll give them a candy, or give them a sticker or something, and say goodbye, and they'll leave. So that's a really good assessment. If they get it wrong, they go to the end of the line. And then they'll come to you again, and you'll just keep doing that until they get one right. Okay, so I think that really helps you with your lesson plan. I'm sorry that was so long. Okay, then next you're going to need 2 recommendation letters. Again, go to the required documents section of the TaLK website and download the format, because there is a template for the recommendation letters. It's more of a questionnaire than a recommendation letter. So print out 2 of these questionnaires, or just download them and email them to the people you're going to ask for recommendation letters, and send it to them. You're going to need to send them not just the recommendation letter template, but you're also going to need to send them the address of your consulate for them to send, hi baby, for them to send your information, your letter to. The next thing you're going to need is a sealed official transcript. I would wait until they tell you to send your documents to call your school and say, hey, I need an official transcript, just because those are going to be sent directly from your school to your consulate. I'm calling it a consulate, but I have a feeling it's not really a consulate, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, the next thing is an apostille's criminal record check. If you are a United States citizen and you have lived in the same state since high school, you can get a state level CRC. If, however, you've moved or you've gone to school somewhere else, you're going to need a national level CRC, criminal record check. This can take up to 13 weeks. Start it ASAP. I cannot stress this enough. If you're going to move here and you're going to do like a Hog one, or like you're in between TaLK, Epic, Hog one, get the CRC now. Just do it now. Prepare yourself. It's going to take about 13 weeks to get it. 13 weeks, that's almost 3 months, maybe 3 months. Just to do it as soon as possible. And then your CRC is going to, it's probably going to be the longest and the most difficult. And I think you can only, for TaLK, your CRC must be issued within 6 months from the application submission date. So, and that's different. I think like Epic has a 3-month policy, or some Hog ones have 3-month policies. So get it 3 months before you're going to apply. So if you're thinking about applying for Hog 1, get it now, and then apply for Hog 1 within the next 3 months. Well, within the 3 months of, never mind, you know what I'm saying. The next thing is a signed letter of pledge. You may think that you don't need this, but you actually do. I shouldn't have needed it because I didn't, it says like I'm in the process of applying for a national level CRC, but I wasn't. So I didn't sign it and I didn't send it in, and I got in trouble for not doing it. And they're like, it doesn't matter if you're not actually doing what you're pledging to do. You need to sign it and send it in anyway. The next thing you're going to need is a copy of permanent residency certificate for Korean nationals only. So if you are a Korean citizen, do that. I didn't have to do that because I'm not Korean. So that's what you're going to need for your entire application. The only other thing you're going to need to worry about is your interview, but please don't stress about that because it's basically questions about you. The only questions you have to worry about are the questions about TaLK, so just research, just go on the website, go through everything on the website and just read it. That's all you need to do. And then it's basically questions about you, and they really just want to hear you talk. They want to hear you speak, and they want to hear your diction and stuff like that. So just when you talk to them, talk slowly, be concise, make sense. Don't be drunk or anything. That would be probably bad for an interview. So I hope this helped, and if you have any more questions, just feel free to email me. Again, I'm sorry this is so late. I feel so terrible, but keep sending questions. I love answering them. I love feeling like I'm helping someone, because I didn't have anybody to help me. So I hope that you do apply, and I hope you get accepted. And then that is pretty much what I wanted to say. So I'll talk to you later. Bye!